again. Bring them back again. We're living. We are living in a world where stupidity's never been made to look better. Where we are freely bound and ignorantly blind to the fetters. Where the kings and priests have turned over their keys to the prisons just to be turned around, thrown and locked in them. Where the true scholars and teachers have conscientiously become the stupid because they sit with their pens and pads waiting to be taught by their students. I'm talking a chosen nation, a chosen generation who's inherited the lives of other nations simply to become completely complacent with wives' tales and hand-me-down information. Why? Because the books have been sealed to the eyes of the descendants of them that wrote them. It's no coincidence that so much has been left unsaid, but not one word was really left unspoken. The people are choking, they're groping for an identity that's been long ago took and hidden in the most secret place, the pages of a book. Bring them back again, bring them back again, bring them back again. So they are.
Greetings and salutations. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, D. Hearn. Thank you for joining me on a Tuesday. Yesterday, I was extremely exhausted. I came home and I crashed at around 7:30. That very rarely happens to me, but I had a very, very busy weekend, and then it was capped off by the Super Bowl that I actually called. I said the Rams was going to win, and I knew they were going to win, and they did. It was a great game. That's what I wanted. So I hope you guys enjoyed your Valentine's Day. I hope you guys had a great time with the people you love, not necessarily your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or whatever. Just I hope you showed love to anyone yesterday because it's about love anyway. We made it about all the other stuff, which is good. It's good too. So anyway, I'm glad you guys joined me. We have a great show for you today. I'm going to make sure we get out of here really, really quick. But before we get to that, I wanted to tell you guys that we are in Preachers Going Wild number 15, which is weird. We're in Preachers Going Wild number 15. That's the craziest thing because we're here. I really think we're going to get to 30 very soon. But anyway, let's get started.
Can I get a amen?
Have you ever been in church and the music sounded so good and you was really quote unquote feeling the spirit and you just felt like you just had to let everybody know I feel the spirit, right? Well, this deacon and preacher, they decided to take it to a whole nother level and it went something like this. I guess he was feeling his Cheerios on that one. Man, listen, when I first saw this, somebody sent this to me. When I first saw it, I was like, yo, dude, he's really, really praising his God in his way. I mean, we have our own way to do it here in the States. But I tell you, over in the Caribbean or our brothers and sisters across the oceans, they actually do it big. And he took it to a whole nother level that you never would have seen. But hey, Lakeisha, hey, how you doing? How you doing, girl? Now, sometimes when you work in the altar, your kids get in the way. And sometimes as a parent, you have to tell your child, this is a very quick one. You have to tell your child, get somewhere and sit down. Y'all check this out real quick.
When God calls you smile, smile through your heart. You smile all the way through.
Listen, this rang home to me because I'm going to tell you a story that happened. My mom probably is going to laugh. When I was maybe 7 years old, right, we were in church and the pastor was praying. I'm standing near the aisle and I'm like, okay, some voice came in. Hey, Lakeisha. Some voice came in my ear and said, hey, why don't you jump in the aisle and do the Elvis Presley when he says amen? And so I'm like, wait, what? Jump in the aisle and do the Elvis Presley. Nobody's going to do nothing. And I was like, I don't know, man. And so second he said, thank God, amen, I literally jumped and in the middle aisle did the Elvis Presley, right in the middle aisle. Man, my mama scooped me up so fast. I couldn't believe it. That was a crazy story. So I know I can relate to this, Father, like sit down or whatever. So this hit home for me. I thought this was crazy. He's like, sit down. Like, we ain't doing that here. So that was crazy. But check this out. Let's get serious. How would you feel if a pastor beat up your grandmother in church? How would you feel if you saw this? You were sitting in your living room and your friend who screenshotted it sent this to you.
Robinson's attorney, Mark Messler, says this was his client's first offense, and that the video does not show the woman's behavior and hostility towards his client's family in the years leading up to that moment. Robinson is on probation for 11 months and 29 days, and charges will be dropped if he has no further issues and abides by court condition.
So I'm confused on what could have happened that led him to attack somebody's grandmother like this. I mean, I'm open for suggestions. Anybody knows anything about this story? What would make this man just jump up and beat up on on somebody's grandmother like this? That was crazy, y'all. I mean, seriously, that was crazy. I couldn't believe what I was saying when he beat her down and started kicking her. So something had to be said to make him snap, because most of the time, you know, a man ain't gonna jump up and beat up on an elderly woman unless it was something. It had to be some ongoing situations there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me out. But I think that's what happened in this regard. Just my opinion. Now, this last one. Have you ever been to a church? Why is it that some pastors or preachers, when they get up to preach, they always have to sing? And that's okay with me. But I wondered, is this like the new thing where I'm singing before I preach? The devil got in them. I agree, Tammy. The devil may have gotten in them in that regard. But check this out. On this video, this guy actually started singing. And the organist decided that, hey, you know, it's about me in this moment. Organists shouldn't be, you know, pushing you in a key that's not yours. Y'all check this out. This freaked me out. Go ahead.
I can't praise you enough. I owe you my life. Can't praise you enough. Even if I try, 'cause you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good to me. You've been so good. Lord, you are good. You've been very good. I can praise you enough. Even if I try, you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. Turn with me today to Psalms chapter 6. Turn with me to Psalms chapter 6.
All right. So much was wrong with that. So much was wrong with that. Number one, what was that amp doing in front? I haven't seen an amp like that since I was a kid. The amp with the mini channel sitting on top. I bet you any money that was the bass amp. I bet you any money that was the bass amp. I bet you any money. They had a bass player who didn't show up to this service or decided he wasn't going to play. And that's what happened here. But the organist decided that I'm going to push you in the key. Don't do that. If he's in the wrong key, just play it in the key he's in. Unless, of course, you are a transposer, and that's probably what happened here. He was nowhere near the key the man was singing in, and he decided that I'm going to push you in the key that I want, and then continue to play it wrong. That was horrible. Man, listen, when I saw this as a musician myself, I was like, yo, so nobody's going to say anything? That was a disaster. And I would love to see how he finished. Well, I do have the rest of the sermon, but I'm interested to see how that finished. Maybe after this is over, I may watch the rest just to see how it ended, because it surely started off bad. Really it didn't. Now I want to do something. The song that you heard before I began was done by my friend Dwayne Dio Bradford. His band is called Second Nature. It's called Second Nature, this song that I was playing.
Only these days, masters are starting to look more like pastors. Yes, pastors, the masters of the skies.
That's my friend Dio Bradford. Second Nature is the name of the band. So if you want to check them out, they are on YouTube and they are on Apple Music. Second Nature, very good band, very good laid back music. Kind of got a neo soul vibe to them, but I love their music. I do. I have this whole little EP here, and yeah, I just had to open up the show with that. But anyway, let's go on. Now, I want to say this. I'm from the old school, new school thought that if you are a young person, that maybe you should hold off on getting to any serious relationship while you're in high school and junior high school and everything else, because you're still going through changes. You're still growing. Why would you commit to one person like that when you don't even know yourself? So I'm not an advocate of young people getting into committed relationships very young, because there is no way you can commit to a relationship that young when you're 15, 16, 17. And one of the things that I am worried about is our future generation. Dating is horrible for them, because you have young women who think one way because of Cardi B, because of whoever else, Nicki Minaj and Megan the Man Horse. You have these people who are feeding their brains and thinking that dating is supposed to be about a man that's ballers. Let me tell you, over 80% of men ain't ballers. That's 80% of all men, especially black men. We're not ballers like that. So you can get that out your head. But I saw a video that was sent to me, and it made me I'm glad I'm not dating in a young person, because this is the stuff that young men have to deal with. Check this out.
I like Chanel.
Chanel?
Yeah, it's you giving Chanel vibes. Gucci vibes.
You don't got no Chanel on your body.
These sneakers is expensive.
How much?
This hair is expensive. $600.
$600.
These sneakers is like.
All right, what else you like besides Chanel though?
I would say we go to Gucci. I'm giving Gucci. You got the
Gucci?
money.
You got Gucci money? You gonna buy?
I got Gucci money, but
so why you want me to spend my money?
Because you was trying to get to know me.
But all right, besides all of that, can we chill with the buying shit? Like, can we get to know each other?
Yeah, we get to know each other once you take me out to dinner and stuff. Like,
you see what I'm saying? The new mindset where this young lady wants this man who was not her husband to take her to buy some Chanel. Now, let's go back. Ladies, help me out. I'm the dumb one here. Could you please tell me, does hair cost $600? Does it really cost $600 for hair? And what is this hair made out of? It better be made of Mumra hair or mummy hair or some Cleopatra's hair, because $600, I'm sure it can get up there. I'm sure it's more than that in some instances, right? Help me out, ladies. Does hair cost this much? So when she said, oh yeah, I could do it. Now let me ask you this question. This young lady only looks maybe 18, 17. How can she have money to get Chanel? How could she get, okay, you said depend on the brand. Thank you, Lakeisha. But explain to me this. How does she get money to get Chanel? That's what I'm confused on. If you can help me with that, I'll be so happy. How do you get money for Chanel at that young age? Really quickly. At that young age, can you afford Chanel or no? That's confusing to me. So when I saw that video, I was like, oh man, dating is in young ages is crazy. But I seen something even more Something even more crazy, something crazier than that last video. Y'all ready? Check this out.
Sisters, friends.
We're friends.
How long y'all been friends?
Couple months now.
All right, bet. You single?
Yeah.
You single?
No.
So basically, right? So today I'm trying to do a loyalty test, right? So basically, I want your friend to call your boyfriend and ask him to go on a date with her and see like how you gonna react. You cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
You cool with that?
Yeah, we're cool.
What you think he gonna say? What you think your boyfriend gonna say?
He gonna say no
Why you think he gonna say no?
because that's my heart and
That's
I'm
your
his heart.
You gave him your whole heart. That's
Yeah.
Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
Hey, what's his name?
Dre.
Dre. All right, bet. Call him. Put it on speaker.
Hello, Dre.
Yo, it was good.
Hey, I was just wondering if you want to link up tonight.
What you mean? Like, what you trying to do?
I mean, we could and chill.
Word. You know, I got a shorty though.
Oh, well, she don't gotta know about us.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you really want to slide through, you know, I mean, you want to chill, we can. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to chill.
But don't let her know though.
Saturday.
Like, I don't want her to feel like anything crazy going on.
Okay. Oh, you want to cuddle?
I mean, we can. I ain't gonna lie to you, we could.
Okay. All right, it'll just be our little secret. Okay.
You don't know.
Okay. I promise. I won't like she's not gonna know.
Say that. Cause you know, I have been feeling you though, low key, so.
Oh, killing me with this.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I do. Say less.
All right. I'll see you later.
Alright.
I feel betrayed. Why did you even call him?
They told me to.
Okay, but you as my friend should have known not to call him.
Well, at least I'm not gonna cuddle with him.
But you still called him.
They told me to.
Okay, but who are they? You, my friend, should have known not to call him.
You already told us we could do the video.
No, I don't care. Scratch that. She should not have called him.
Like you told us it was cool that we could call.
No, I don't give a I don't care. She should not have called him.
Bing bong.
Were you guys ready for that plot twist? Instead of going at him, right? Instead of going at him, she goes at a friend when you said, let's test this lawyer. He's not going to go anywhere. I did not see that coming. Did any of you see that coming? I did not. When I saw it, see, I have to watch it now because I do more edits. I'm trying to shorten this thing down. But when I saw it, I said, oh, they're going to freak out. Because you would have thought that she would be like, wait a minute, dude, what you talking about? But instead of doing that, she actually went at him. I mean, the girl, the friend that you just told to call. You know what that means, right? Do y'all know what that means? That means he's going to get off. She's not going to be mad at him. She's going to stay mad at her. She's probably going to break that friendship off, and he's going to throw in some game, and she's going to be right there. Next week, we're going to cover this. We're going to cover this. We're going to cover this same situation when your friend actually tries to help you, and you end up going back to the dude. Oh, we covering this next week. I got so much next week, it's going to be crazy. But when I saw this, I said, whoa. But see, that goes to what I'm saying. Young people, they're dealing with something totally different. I personally think you should wait. If you are a young person, you 17, 18 years old, wait until you at least know who you are. Because to get into a committed relationship that young, you're not ready for that. And then when you start to throw in the sex word, you definitely complicate everything. I just personally think that they should wait. I've got video on top of video that if I was to just do young people in situations just like this, we'd be here all night. We'd be in the morning, oh, another video. No, I'm telling you, it gets crazy. Why? Because mentally and emotionally, you're not ready for that situation. I know that's what you made to think. And when you think about it, as a man, myself, I would tell any young man, wait till you get yourself together and before you get out here on that. Because here's the thing. If I'm in church, I'm telling you shouldn't be having sex anyway, but yeah, right, okay. But what else do you benefit from this? Even if you're a girl, what do you benefit from having a relationship of a committed sort with somebody who has nothing yet? So you can't lead to marriage. I mean, at that age, really? Wait, chill. And I'm not saying be out here for the streets. I'm not saying be out here for the streets, but what I am saying, you should definitely wait. You shouldn't be having sex with all these people anyway. That goes for male and female. Honestly, yeah, right. We know you're going to do it.
She belongs to the streets.
We know you're going to do it. But still, let me advise you, I think you shouldn't. I think you should wait. I think you should wait till you mature, until you are emotionally ready to handle it. But I think in situations like this, had she not been there and they went along, he would have smashed her friend. That's something, I mean, and younger men do that because at that age, that hormone's just going crazy and he's just trying to get everything with anybody he can. So that's just my advice. I mean, tell me what y'all think. I'm just against young people that young getting into committed relationships because when you're dealing in that, you're not ready for that. You should wait. You don't even know what you want. You don't even know who you are yet. You don't know if this dude right here, the man that's on this phone, or young man that's on this phone that got caught up cheating, you don't know if that's somebody that you would even want to be with once you grow old or grow older, a little bit in your 20s and you mature a little bit more. You don't know if that's the person you want to be with. And like I said, time and time again, I can show you. We can do a whole show just on that. And we can say every time in every instance is something going on either with the girl or the boy. I don't think you should be that young doing that. That's just me. But let's move on. Now, ladies, I know some of you look in the mirror, you say, man, I'm not a 10. I'm not a Rihanna. I'm not a Beyonce. I am an average. I'm an average. Average person. I'm beautiful. I look good, but I ain't in the top, right? And so I saw a video and this lady went on her little diatribe and explained something. I want to show it to you before we do some commentary.
There's the men that like the regular schmegula ass women. Like, I'm the type of woman, I ain't gotta always have my hair done. I ain't always gotta have my nails done. I ain't gotta have my lashes done. I got a real ass body. I got a little gut. I got some rolls and I got a little bit of ass. My ass ain't fat, but I got a little something there. I got some nice thighs. But I got a regular ass car, a regular ass house. My shit is just regular. Like, it seems like you men nowadays don't like us regular ass women. So I'm just trying to figure out, where's the men that like us regular ass women? Let me know something in the comments.
Okay, let's answer that if we will. It's not that men don't want regular A-word women. That's not the case. No. The thing is, when we try to take you out, we say something to you. Some of the regular, not all, not most, but a lot of you will shun that dude because he's not to your expectations. He's either too short, too ugly, too broke. You have a reason not to date the average man because everybody's seeking to get the people that a whole lot of people want. Because the men that you want, a whole lot of women want them. But you will shoot down the average and then you'll go for those. And then when you get older, when you can't do much of anything, you got mileage on you and you beat down and now everything else is then expanded. Now you saying, where are the people who like the average women? You didn't throw them away. You done threw them away. That's why why does she keep saying average? I don't know. I mean, she wasn't ugly to me. I mean, she had some weight on her, but she wasn't ugly. But I believe that a lot of times, a lot of ladies, unfortunately, you will shun men based off of some superficial reason. Not all of you, some of you don't. But see, they make it harder for you because now those men, they're not going to approach you because they thinking, hey, you're another one of those. And you say, well, they got to get over it. They got to get therapy. I wouldn't stick my hand in a basket of snakes to risk getting bit by poisonous one to find the one that's not going to bite me. Eventually, you're just going to say, hey, whatever. And I'm going to get to that later. Trust me, I'm going to get to that. But it's not about being average. It's not about her being average. It's about the fact that when she was younger, when she had it, she shunned the average dudes, those nerds that went to the library instead of the gym, those nerds who were interested in getting good grades instead of being most popular, those nerds that they say, oh, had big glasses, had bucky teeth, were ugly. Because in high school, we do know you go by looks. We understand you have nothing else to offer. But you shun those dudes even in your college years, in your young adult years. You shun those because you were going after the quote unquote bad boys. You were going after those ones you thought had money. Like I said, now that you're older, you're in your late 30s or even 40s in some cases, now you're looking for somebody to want you in your average state. But when you were at your best, you were turning down dudes who you thought were average. And we're going to get to that later. We're going to have some fun tonight when we're moving right along. This is a very, very fast show because I'm condensing everything. But yeah, do that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? You cannot say in one breath, why doesn't anyone want me? But you have to look at your life. You have to look at what you've done in the past. Did you shun men? Did you shun them for anything? I mean, we know y'all don't like short men in no regard. Short men in height, short men in sexual ability, you don't like them. Y'all don't. And trust me, rumor gets around and y'all be like, I don't want that dude. And you shun the average dudes or whatever. And then you go for the ones that everybody else wants. And they're for the streets. The Scallies, the Manabees, the Madden Kings, y'all go for them. But then you wait until the nerds start to get something and now you in their inbox. I always liked you. I always.
Get the stepping.
We ain't trying to hear that at this point. We're just not. But you know what? I saw a post, which brings me to my next point. When you do have your stuff together, there are a lot of women out here that feel that men are intimidated by you. That men are intimidated by you. And I never really understood that.
Oh, this gonna be good.
So I'm thinking, why would you think that? And I'm going to touch on that right now. Because when I saw this post, I knew you were going to make... So this post said, I'm convinced men be, not are, that's a dead giveaway, men be scared of women who got their stuff together. This post was dumb on so many different levels because number one, no mature woman should ever type this way, right? So we already know what she about, Gianna. I don't know you, so to me, you just an imaginary person. But this was, no, we're not doing that. That's the doofus of the week. And so let's touch on that. I don't believe that. I really don't. But when we see videos such as this one.
When a man asks, what do you bring to the table besides a pretty face and body?
So let me just tell you. So I am 39 years old with no kids. I have a master's degree in education, but I currently work as a senior litigation paralegal. I'm in my second year of law school. I own my own home. I own my own car. I cook, I clean, I have my own everything, and no one gives me anything because everything that I have, I've worked for, and I've worked hard for it. So when someone comes at me and says, what do you bring to the table? I am the table.
Okay. That's a lot to unpack there. First of all, you're 39. You're kind of older. You got a nice shape and everything. You look appealing. But all that sassiness and all of that, we run away from that, sweetheart. I don't know what listen, that's one thing I wish some of you would stop doing. You think that gets you far and it doesn't. It doesn't get you far at all. All that sassiness, all that extra, a man that's older than 39 or with 39 or even in his late 30s looking at that and spells trouble. That's number one. Number two, she doesn't come across, she got a master's degree, she got this, she got that, she got this. She's going to come across, she may be hypergamous, so she's going to come across as somebody who wants somebody that makes what she makes or more. But you're 39 and you got all this attitude. Men don't care about your degrees. We don't care. I don't know how many times a man gets on here and says, we don't care. Y'all keep running. We sit down and let me go this way. I wish we would stop saying what you bring to the table. I hate that. That's, what do you bring to the table? Stop saying that. Let me encourage you. Stop saying it. What you really want to say to the woman is this. What qualifications, what characteristics do you possess that will make you a great wife? That's point blank simple. That's better than what do you bring to the table? No, just say what characteristics do you have that would make you a great wife? And then listen to what she has to say. But to bring something to the table, because number one, they've shown that when you ask some of these modern women, not all of them, but when you ask some of them, what do they bring to the table? It's met with some disdain. They're saying, what do you mean what I bring to the table? And some of them, like she just ended, I am the table. No, girl, you're not the table. You're not. Because of any man watching this video, even though you did it for the TikTok or whatever, but see, that resonates. It resonates with other women. It resonates with other women. It really does, because Cardi B and Megan the Man Horse, when they say something online, Cardi B, right. What do you have materialistically? And I don't subscribe to that. I just want to know what characteristics do you have? Most men, they don't care about your degrees. The only ones, y'all ready for this? The only ones that care about your degrees are the average ones, average earners, 42,000, maybe 50,000. You're a little bit over the average, but you just slightly over it. $50,000. Those are the ones that may care about your degree, but she don't want them. You don't want those guys. You want the guys that make six figures. But they don't want some woman that's going to come here and she look like she decides she driving like a mug. She's a manabee. She gives me manabee vibes. She does. So when I saw this, I'm like, she would say if a man doesn't approach her or doesn't say whatever to her, she's going to say, baby, you just intimidated by me. We're not intimidated. Most men are not intimidated. We just choose not to deal with you. It's not that we run from you. It's not that we're scared of you or we feel like you're this magnificent person that we're too scared to approach. No, we see your vibe and we don't want it. We don't want that in our house. We don't want to live the rest of our lives with somebody that's going to be telling us what's what every 2 seconds. So when we see you in all this energy, all this masculine energy, we don't want that. We don't. So it's not that we're intimidated. We just don't want you. It's just that simple. Most men who got their stuff together do not care about your degrees. Are you submissive? Are you cooperative? Are you friendly? Are you feminine? Are you fit? Me, I don't say fit. I'm physically attractive. That's different. It's the difference between being physically attracted to somebody and them being fit. Because fit could mean you being super skinny. I kind of like a little meat, but I don't want you shaped like a ball. I kind of like hourglass figures. Kiwan says a woman like that doesn't intimidate. She irritates. Exactly. I'm to the point where when I hear a woman talk like that, I immediately I'm like, ugh, just get away from me, because I don't want that negative man energy. And that's what a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you. And here's the thing, y'all, other ladies, y'all not checking them. Y'all not checking them. I watch these comments. When somebody sends me a post and I can go to and read the comments, I read the comments and nobody's checking these women. Nobody's checking them. They say whatever they want to men. It's a level of misandry I've never seen before. Nobody checks them. So y'all don't really care, but they make it horrible for you. Why? Because if it keeps happening just like y'all do to men, we do that to you. We don't want to have nothing to do with you. And here's the thing. It's not that we're saying, oh, we're going over to the other people. No, we're just quit the dating game altogether. If we're asked to provide anyway, what you got to think about it. When a man's saying, I want to marry you, and he has his quote unquote stuff together, he's asking himself, can I even live with you every day? Or am I better off by myself? Because he doesn't need you at that point. He's asking himself, are you somebody I want to spend my life with? Or am I better off at home? This is 2022. If sex was in his end game, come on now. It's not too hard these days. So you got to think about that, ladies. But I saw something else. Another young lady actually commented. This was sent to me, and you got to see what happened. It was crazy when she said what she said, and then the aftermath came. Check this out.
Men are not intimidated by strong women. The problem a lot of you have is that you think that being strong means you got to be super rude, you got to be loud, you got to be aggressive, assertive to get your way or to get your point across. But that doesn't make you strong. That makes you insufferable. That makes you unpleasant to live with. I'm paraphrasing off a quote I saw online. I don't think it was Twitter, I forgot, but I read it and it was so deep. The quote then went on to say, "It's not that we can't handle you, but we choose not to in light of better options." I understand sometimes it's really rare to find a good man, but a lot of your attitudes are the reason why a lot of you women are still single and won't get a man. Well, you might get him, but you won't keep him. Not a real man. Your strength isn't in having this masculine energy where you feel like you have to be the leader, the boss, the dominant one in the relationship. Your strength is in your femininity, in your vulnerability, in your willingness to submit, in your willingness to let a man lead. That takes a strong woman.
Now tell me what she said that was wrong. She just pretty much said what a lot of men say all the time. It's not that we're intimidated by you. We're going to run the other way. We have better options than you. Your attitude, your manner-be. No, we just don't want to deal with it. I can come home into my townhome and chill and watch basketball, do music, set up videos, and have a great time, as opposed to living, like the Bible says, in the roof and under the roof with a contentious, argumentative woman. It's better for me to be outside. But men are now saying, we're not doing it. We just gonna get out the dating game altogether. We got better things to do because the options are not there. We don't feel like arguing with you all the time. We don't feel like you fussing at us when you trying to be the man. No, that's why I say man-a-bees. No, we don't want that. And like I said, nobody's checking them. And then when I looked at the comment section on this very video, they came for her. One girl says, what is she like, 23? Thumbs down, experienced life, and having to carry the world on your shoulders alone with insufficient support from partners. Then let's have the same conversation 20 years later. No, you picked the wrong men for 20 years. It has to be on you, because if every man you get with is doing you the same way, then at some point, you have to say, it's me. Something about these men I'm attracted, or men that I'm attracted to, that always end up the same way. So at some point, it has to be you, but nobody wants to do that. So we're going to attack this young lady for speaking the truth. Y'all don't want to hear nothing about men. I saw a post even today talking about, we don't do nothing for men on Valentine's Day. It's about us. That's going to end up with you all alone with your dog. You need to change that mindset, and you need to remove yourself from women who have that mindset. They are toxic, and misery loves company. So maybe y'all can go walking dogs together. I don't know. And then someone else came and said, that's a little pick-me-ish. There are more than enough men who are intimidated by a woman handling her own, even if she doesn't have an attitude. That's BS. That's BS. It really is. So when I said that, I said,
Oh boy. Here we go.
It's always that. It's never any accountability. It's always somebody else. Men are intimidated by you when you have, no, we're not. We're just not impressed by it because we don't benefit from it. We don't. If we're called to pay for the bills, we're called to provide, we're called to do that. That's our number one job. That a lot of people say, because you go look at, we don't want no broke man. We don't want no broke man. It's continuous. It's continuous. Go do your research. It's continuous. This is what's being said. This is what's been drilled in men, especially black men's heads, for a long time. What do men want for Valentine's Day other than the obvious? For one, we can start with you not telling us to take you somewhere. You could do little gestures for us. You can wake us up. You can give us some flowers. Some men like flowers. Some men like roses. Some men like, I like candy, but don't bring it in the heart. Just give me some. Pause. I mean, little things you could do. You could cook for him. You can say, baby, I'm just going to pamper you. You know, you could do some stuff for him to make him feel wanted. And you can share that love together because men, we're still going to do for you on Valentine's Day. We are. We're going to do for you. But it's little things that men want. We're very easy to please. So it's not about the cookies. And that's another thing. Some of y'all think that's what we always want. No, that's not what we always want. Some little things that we want from you. Little gestures that you could do for us that makes us feel appreciated. So while we're out spending thousands of dollars on Valentine's Day, you can do something for us to make us feel like we feel wanted. Get us a watch. I don't know, something. It's something you could do. But if it's all about you 24/7, eventually in a man's mind, he's going to be like, oh, I'm tired of, it's all about her. And you leave that door open. I'm telling you.
I ain't hearing no amen, but I ain't wanting any.
I ain't want none. Here was another comment. Pick me. Whenever a woman says something that's giving you the truth, somebody's calling me a pick me. But one thing about a pick me, they're not single. They don't have dogs. They actually have men because they get it. We're saying finally somebody, when I heard this story, I heard her talking, I said, finally somebody gets it. Finally somebody gets it. And I knew. I told my friend that sent it to me. I said, the comment section about to be lit. I know I'm going to have some comments. And here we are calling her pick me. No, it's not a pick me. She's telling the truth, but you do not want to hear the truth because you've been programmed to believe that everything is about you. And it's not about you. You've been programmed to believe that you are the prize and you're not. You tell me, how can you be around the block a few times, be older, be bigger, and be a prize to a man that's got to take care of you, and he looking at you, he not getting everything he wants. How are you the prize? You're not the prize. That you need to get rid of that mindset. Otherwise, you're going to be alone with your dogs. It's not about you all the time. Sometimes you got to point at yourself and say, what am I doing? Could I change some things? Am I a little bit too sassy? What am I doing? So when I saw these comments, I was like, whoa, is this what we're on? And then I saw another one. Now she said, I agree. Although men have said they're intimidated. What man have you said they're intimidated by independent women? I haven't heard any. None of my group says this stuff. No. I've listened. I worked at a barbershop. I've listened to the conversations. I don't know what barbershop she went to because none of the barbershops, these men are not intimidated by you, but they just feel because of the energy you give off that there's a total strong amount of masculine energy and they would just rather not deal with it. It's not intimidated by your success. The average man loves your success. Why? Because he feels like you can help him build. So together we can build. But honestly, I had this discussion before on a live. And I said, if a man makes less than you, would you still marry him? And a lot of them said, no, I wouldn't even marry him. So that's out of the question anyway. So you really think a man that's in the top 10% of all men is going to say, oh, well, I'm going to be with you and just throw it all away. You really think that? And I really just wish, honestly, it's an issue, another issue. Because some of your standards are really, really high. Some of your standards may be a little bit unrealistic. Maybe, be honest. Think about what you want in a man. Everything that you want. I know y'all all say the little, let me get my violin out. I want him to love me. I want him to respect me. We get that. But we do know some of you want the 666. We know that. We know some of you want the 666, 6 figures, 6 inches, 6 feet tall. We know that. Is that realistic? So I saw the video and it brought me to the topic of the day. Because this is the topic of the day. I messed up my own show. Check this out. So last week, This was posted, and it says, when white boys get a sister. You see this picture, right? We're gonna get to the unrealistic thing. And then it says, when black dudes get a white girl. When I saw this, I immediately was on one. Seriously. I was like, really? This what we at?
Stop the cap.
That's not true. And they argued me up and down it is true. That when a brother gets one, she looks like this. So I decided to do my own research because there's no way in the world I believed that this was true. I felt like it was unrealistic because when I look around the internet and I look at pictures from TikTok and I look at pictures from Instagram and everything and I'm seeing, none of these women look like that. None of these women look like that. None of them. None of these women look like that. Now I see one sister, now that's one that I saw. So I went to the mall, y'all. I actually did my research. I went to the mall and I went to a couple of other stores on the weekend that I knew Valentine's Day, everybody's out, right? I cannot show their pictures because I actually took pictures. I got proof. I took their pictures, but I'm not going to post them for privacy reasons, so I'm actually going to erase them out my phone. But I did take pictures. And you know what I found? I found the young black men, less than 20 years old, 30, all of the women, when they dated outside their race, all their women were smaller, fitter, more attractive, right? They were more attractive. I saw a couple of older ones, like in his 50s. I saw a couple in their 50s. And he was with a white lady, and she was nice looking. She was a little bigger, but they were 50, right? Then I saw another one. He was with one, she didn't look like that, but she was a bigger one, okay? But guess what? Out of all the ones I saw that way, none of them looked this way. None of them look like that. I live in Indiana. If it's going to be seen, it's going to be seen here. That's not to say it doesn't happen, but y'all try to act like that's the norm and it's not. I'm telling you it's not. It's not. They were smaller. They were more attractive. Period. And then when I saw the sisters with one, because it wasn't as many. That was the crazy, because statistically, this is true. I see more men outside of their race than the sisters. But the sisters who were with white men, they were smaller, they were fit, and that's what they were. So where's this come from? And so this picture is telling me one thing, to be honest with you. It's true in one regard. When they go for ours, they go for the best. But the ones that's not the best, they're not scouring the hood to look for you, though. They're not coming to the hood to get you. They're not. So you can stop with these comparisons. I hate this comparison because it's dumb. It's not even true. It's another one of the books of shame, insults, guilt. You need to shame somebody to be with you. You can't get somebody based off your own appearance, your own merits, your own characteristics. So you got to shame them to even look your way. That doesn't work that way. What this picture is dumb because it's false. It's not true. That's not true. And even if it was true, I can guarantee you that he's with this chick for a host of reasons. If he a Madden King, we know why. If he's a Scally, we know why. But I guarantee you this woman gonna treat him better than any woman he ever been with. Why? Because she knows she doesn't have that many options. She doesn't carry it like she's gonna have that many options either. So she's gonna treat him like the world. She's going to treat him like the world. So we need to stop with this junk. Y'all want to treat, because that's what it makes you feel good. Because you see a black man who dates outside of his race. A woman is a woman, whether she's white, black, green, orange, whatever. A woman is a woman. A man is a man. If he wants to date somebody that looks like that, that's on him. I'm not judging them. I'm not going to try to race bait or anything like that because he wants to date a white woman, but I'm surely not going to excoriate him and criticize him in a way that's false, because this picture is showing you a big rotund woman with a man. Come on, man. It doesn't work like that. And the only way it works like that is if they've been married for some years. But they're married. We don't say nothing when y'all come out looking like Captain Crunch. So it's okay if she big and sloppy as long as she's dark, right? As long as she's black. Is that what we're saying? No. Stop telling this lie. This is a lie. This is a lie. They don't look like this. I did not see it. I wish I could post it. I'm not going to break their privacy. But if I could post it, you would see what I saw. None of them look like that. None of them, except for the ones that were older. But none of them look like this picture. Absolutely none of them. None of them. So I just wish we would stop. It's more division. Instead of you just making yourself, presenting the best version of yourself, both outside and in, to the man so they can see you and perhaps want to approach you, because you scouring and being all mean and giving all the sassy and being all loud, nobody's going to approach you. You're going to stay right where you are, and you're going to be right here at this dog kennel buying dogs. So you need to stop. That's a cap. That's a major cap. That's a super duper cap. That's not true. When black men date out, they date out good. On average, they date out good. That means they get some pretty good looking ones. And it's vice versa. The black women that get out, they do well too. Because it proves it's not necessarily a race thing. It's not in that regard. I just don't think it is. They probably choose them because some of you, unfortunately, I love my sisters, but y'all know some of y'all got way too much spice. And instead of, like I said, instead of presenting the best version of you, watching that attitude, taking some of that manabee spirit out of you and presenting and getting rid of those eyelashes way out here, I saw that too. I was like, whoa. And you know what? I did see one, but she was a hood bandit. She had blue hair, eyelashes all the way out here. They was actually clapping and praising the Lord when she blinked. We need to stop that too. But like I said, now what I was going to before, some of us, our standards are too high. Your standards are too high. And I just think that a lot of you might need to revisit your standards. And it doesn't mean that you are settling. Maybe you are dating within your realm. You think you are higher than what you really are, and you're not. Check this out. I want y'all to look at this video, and we're moving right along. This is pretty good. Y'all check this out. Wait, no, not that. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Here we go.
It's Crystal DeBose.
Crystal DeBose. Where you calling us from?
Albany, New York.
Albany, New York in the building. Bring the phone down just okay, there you go. Perfect. Okay. Albany, New York. Aren't you so cute?
Thank you.
How old are you, Crystal?
I'm 40.
40. Do you have any kids?
I do. I have 4 children.
Okay, how old are your kids?
They're 9, 8, 7, and 11, 9, 8, and 6.
Was you married?
I was married for 11 years. I have 2 boys and 2 girls.
Aw, and these are all your kids from your marriage?
Yes.
What kind of man do you desire now?
I desire a man who is loving, who's a provider, someone who loves kids, someone who wants more kids. I would love to have more kids. So aside from that, I'm also an Air Force veteran. I meant to put that plug in as well. I served for 8 years while I was overseas in Japan and Germany. And I also have a rental property business. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I put that in. So the man that I desire is a man who can make anywhere between 40K and up. I'm not saying that he can't make more. I would love a man who makes 6 figures to kind of match, but I don't care about money per se. I care about someone who has a strong alpha presence, someone who's loving, someone who's handsome, someone who's fit. I mean, I dated models, I dated actors. I've been flued out. I did, I think I'm worthy of a great man, right? A great man.
Yes, of course you are. Can he have children?
Yes.
Okay, he got children. Are you done with children?
No, I want to have more children. I'm open to having more children. I'm very able to have more children. I'd love to have at least 2 to 4 more children. I don't mind at all.
Oh wow!
And I'm fit. I'm the size. Not that it matters. I'm like the size 6 to 8.
Are you trying to show us your shape? Oh, you are.
Yeah, I'm pretty fit.
Okay.
I'm a slim fit. I'm like a model type. Sorry.
She's slim fit, and that's all your hair too, correct?
Yes, I'm natural.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so she's natural. She's fit. Okay, a lot of men come on and they pretty much describe you. Women with their do you have on lashes?
No, this is my natural look. Like no minimum makeup, minimum foundation. I have really pretty decent skin, and I love working out. I love sports. I played basketball in high school. I'm a great person.
Yes, girl, I love it. They're saying gorgeous. I love it. Fellas, she is right here. All the things y'all tell me all the time on my show, she is sitting right in front of your face. So, Crystal, what's the age range you want to date?
So I'd like to date someone, and I know I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but I like to go down a little bit. So anywhere from 36 up to, let's say, 56 is my max. I mean, I can go up to 60. I don't want to be too choosy. I've been asked to be married by a 70-year-old. I've been pursued by a 45-year-old. I mean, I'm being pursued. Okay, I'm not like I'm not being pursued, but I just want someone. I do desire someone who's taller. I am tall. I'm 5'11". And 5'11" is, pretty tall. With heels, I'm about 6'3". So I do want to be with someone who's taller. I don't want to be shallow about that.
Okay, I get you, girl. You say you're being pursued, so you're being pursued. You got options, so you're gonna choose the best option for you. Does the guy gotta be in Albany, New York?
No, I can actually. I'm sorry. She said she was. What is it? Someone told me something about taking my coat off. I do not have to stay in Albany, New York. I can relocate to anywhere. My business is portable. I have an Airbnb rental property, so I'm able to travel anywhere. My boss might not like that, but I can work remote.
Okay, she can work remote.
Okay. Now, a couple of things there. Not a bad looking woman. I like the fact that she's natural. I love the fact that her hair is natural. I mean, I like that. It was nice and thick. She wasn't giving me model vibes or nothing like that. I guess what she wanted was realistic, I guess. Well, we're going to have to see, though. She wanted somebody that's taller because she's 5'11". So somebody, she says she's 6'3" in heels. So somebody 6'4"? Would she mind? I mean, she's 6'3" in heels. That's way too tall for me. But okay, we're going to look. Now, before we go on, do you think she was being unrealistic with what she wanted? Based off of what you think from statistics and the United States Census or whatever, right? Do you think she was being unrealistic? Yes or no? Real quick, whoever, just put it in the comment section. Do you think she was being unrealistic? And we're going to go. We're going to have some fun here. I want to see an answer, and I'm going to make myself over here. We're going to have some fun tonight, real quick. So, while you guys gather your thoughts on that, I think will have slim pickings. Well, let's see. So today we're going to have some fun. I have an ideal man calculator. That's what this is. It takes data from the United States Census, and it takes all the data that is taken, and it takes these categories. Marital status, race, height, being fit or obese, and their income. What's up, Josh? What up, man? So I'm going to take, now, this is with every man, okay? With every man here. So I did something real simple. Let's do a search. Let's just do one right here, okay? Let's go. All right. Let's take the ages from 18 to 85. Ages from 18 to 85, right? Let's do this. Any race, any color or shade. Let's say all men, even the fat ones, okay? We're going to keep them minimum height and minimum weight, exclude the obese, right? When you're going to say any income, right? Let's do this search. Wait, hold on. I don't want to do that. Okay. With this search, come on, load. So the probability of her finding this man is 100%. Any marital status or whatever, right? It's 100% a man. So if we totally reset it. So you sure you're a woman? This is funny. So now let's add her stuff. Let's do a new search. She said she wanted, come on, load up. Come on, work with me. Okay. She said she wanted a man. What did she say? 36. So 36, and she said to 60, right? Okay, 36 to 60. Of course, we're going to exclude the married men, right? She said she doesn't care about race. She said minimum height. Well, let's say 6 feet tall, right? 6 feet. She wants them fit, so let's exclude the obese men. She said the minimum is 40,000. Okay, let's go 40. So minimum income 40. Now, let's see what the probability would be. The probability of her finding a man that meets her requirements is 1.4%. 1.4%. Number one, you got to remember the average height in America is not 6 feet. There aren't that many people over 6 feet in men that fit that age. With that, even with that, what she's asking for is unrealistic. 1.4%. Now, that's 1.4% of all these men. That's not excluding gay men. That's not excluding men that are not attractive. That's not excluding men who are not well endowed. There's not excluding men who don't stink, who have bad attitudes. That is 1% all over. So it's 1% of all men that fit into her. 1.4% that fit into what she wants. Are you now getting it? Is it hitting into your head? And don't go and say this calculator is jacked up. It's taking the same data that the U.S. Census take. I actually did some of these calculations. So they're right on. They're right on. According to this, 1.4% of men. Now, looking at her, do you think she qualifies for that 1.4%? Do you think they're going to want her? Plus, she's over 40. She's not going to pop out 4 kids. She's not. Let's be realistic. I mean, she's a geriatric pregnancy. I don't care if she said she can have children. She probably can, but that's a risk. That's a high risk pregnancy. You 40 years old. We really going to play this game? Very interesting. This is very interesting. Let's do another. So let's say, for instance, you say, well, I don't want nobody that's 60 years old, right? I want a man that's my age. Let's say you want somebody that's 45, 30, let's say 30. You don't mind going that young, right? 30. Of course, you don't want a married man. Say, for instance, you said, no, I love my brothers. I want him to be black. Let me see. He can be 5'8". That's where I am. I don't care if he's big. Here's the kicker. I don't want a broke man. He's got to have his own. He's got to have his own car. He's got to have all this. So let's think. So a man that has at least, let's say he makes 80,000. That's the minimum. 80,000. So you want to be around that range, right? Check this out. So it's saying 0.51%. That is at that making, according to these statistics, not married, black, at least 5'8", any weight, earning over 80,000 a year. You see this percentage, 0.51%. That's 4% of all black men in that age range. That's 4%. Do you think she's going to pull that? Somebody can pull that. That's very high, y'all. This is crazy. But now you get to see how hard it is out here. And this is not accounting for gay men. This is not accounting for men that quote unquote ain't ish. This is not accounting for that. It's not accounting for that. Do you guys see how deep this is? So say for instance, you don't want an old man. You don't want an old man. I want a man quote close to my age. Okay, let's do a new search. Okay. What? Let's say you don't want somebody 45. You just want them in between 40, right? Exclude married, right? Let's say, for instance, you don't care. Minimum height. Let's say you don't care about his height, but he has to be fit. Now you want a baller. All right, he needs to be able to take care of my family. Let's shoot it up there. 175 minimum. Okay, let's go. Look at the probability. 0.61 of all men that meets this standard. Do you see that? I wanted you guys to see this. That's why I wanted to do this. The ideal man that you were looking for, the man that you were looking for, you might want to adjust all these things, all these crazy standards that you got, especially if you're getting older. You see how hard it is. You are competing for this. There's a competition for this 0.61%. So you want that, You're going to have to fight for it, sweetheart. And you got to look in the mirror at yourself. Look, take a shower. Don't put on your clothes yet. Ain't nobody there but you and your dog. And look at yourself in the mirror. Straight up out of the bath, nothing, no makeup, no lashes out to the moon, no weave, no wigs, no press-on nails, none of that. Look at yourself and tell me that you qualify for this 0.61. Your body type. Everything about you doesn't qualify because he's going to see you. Those men in this range, they have a lot of options. They're not going to, quote unquote, settle. They're not going to settle. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's say, for instance, you want somebody 35 to 50, right? Of course, you don't want them married. You don't care about the color, right? Their height. Let's put them, nobody likes short. Let's 6'1", right? Exclude obese. Or no, some of you don't care. Some of you don't care if they're obese. Okay. Let's say, for instance, you don't care, you Bill, as long as he's making something. Let's go down to 60,000, right? So this look reasonable. This is about reasonable. It's reasonable. 60,000, that's not bad. 6'1", that's going to give you a hard way to go. I'm going to tell you a reason why, because there's not that many tall people. So you press it. Let's go. What's the probability here? 1.4%. 1.4%. Out of the U.S. male population. Are you getting it? Has it resonated to you now? And this, like I said, this is not accounting for scallies. These are not counting for, Madden Kings wouldn't fall in this because they don't work. But this is not counting for those. These are not counting for the ones who are serial cheaters that you guys like to go at. These are not counting for that. It's not counting for homosexual men. This is all men in the United States. So this number is going to shrink. This 1.4 is going to shrink. So you sure? So you need to, everybody, men and women. Only difference with men, we don't care about how much you make. Not really, because it's not benefiting us. So if we were to do this the other way, I'm sure the calculator would work better in our favor. I'm still looking for that one. I found this one. And like I said, I checked a lot of this stuff out. It actually matches. So it's enough for me to trust the data here. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? So when you look at this, it's called I Got Standards. You want to do this calculator? You want to try it out on your own? Hey, go ahead and do it. But when I looked at this and I did my research and I did the calculations myself, it's real out here. There aren't that many people that fit a lot of your high standards. And the more standards that you add to it, the more options he will have. Because the more you add to him, the more valuable he becomes. And the more valuable he becomes, the more options, there's more women that's going to be vying for his attention with you. So if you're looking at a man, you find him handsome, you like what he's doing, you really want to be with him, you better trust and believe. So you're not going to be by yourself. It's some other women you're going to have to compete. Now, are you willing to compete? How do you compete? You got to show yourself. First of all, you got to be attractive, physically attractive. I didn't say fit. I said physically attractive. That means you can't come with more gut than butt. You got to do something about it. It's not too late, because if you're not married, it's unacceptable for you to be that big anyway. And I don't care what these people tell you, make you think that all that don't matter. It actually does. It really does. It really does. To the man you want, it does. So once you conquer that, you hit the gym, you're doing good or whatever. Now, what else do you need to work on? Are you mean? I said that last week. Are you mean? Are you agreeable? Are you submissive? Work on that. You won't have any problems. But you're not at 40 years old. I don't know. It gets really difficult once you get older, because you start to run into men that really, some of them don't even want to get married anymore. They probably were married before. They're not interested. You know, you really got some work to do. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm not going to lie to you ever. Not on here, because it's not going to do me any good to lie to you. So that was the calculator. Tell me guys what you think. Was that not interesting? Were you not entertained? But it's real out here. And I wanted to show you guys that we need to work on that. We need to make sure our standards are realistic. Make sure they're realistic. Are you going to find, do you want a man that's going to make $100,000? They're out there, especially when you start getting close to the bigger cities, Chicago, LA, Atlanta, New York City. You know, you start getting around there, and then you start going out west to Seattle and some parts of Arizona. And you see, because that Silicon Valley over there, you know, most technology. And I tell you, those guys make money, but they have options out here. And a lot of those are married too. So just wanted to introduce you. So next Monday, we will be, listen, we got a whole lot of videos. I'm trying to condense this thing down. As y'all can see, we just at an hour. We just made an hour. It's an hour 10, and I'm happy that this show is only that short. But next week, I will have a guest on. We're going to be talking about issues when you break up with someone. Is it better? We would all agree it's better to just leave, right? But we know it's some people out here that are not going to leave easy. They're going to tear up stuff. They're going to go off on you. They're going to leave Facebook messages. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about toxic relationships. We're going to talk about all of that next week because she knows more about relationships than I do. I just know what men like. I know what men want. That's my angle. She knows a little bit more about relationships. So I'm anxious to get her on here and we're going to have a great discussion. But again, thank you for joining me. I feel so much better today than I did yesterday. And I thank you guys. You joined me tonight. Man, I was looking forward to hearing. Yeah, man, I couldn't. By the time I got home, you know, I set up everything. I mean, the pedals here and the bass is here, but I have to hook everything up to this computer, man. And I'm going to do it, though. I am. I might just jump on here and just play. I might just do that. Just jump on here and just play. But I just couldn't do it because I was running out of time and I just had to get everything set up and do this show. But I will do it for you. I'm sorry, Jason. Please don't be mad at me. Please, please, please don't be mad at me. But you waiting to hear Scarlett? Yeah, she's literally sitting right here looking at me like, bro, this is what we doing. But I couldn't plug it. The way I run my system, I have my studio stuff here. I don't want to break that stuff down. So I have to hook up this other thing that I have, and I had to use my computer. I was doing training at my job today. So by the time I plugged everything up and hooked everything up, I was just like, you know what, let's just do this show and we'll do it another time. Hey man, listen, Jaden, listen, it made me a believer, bro. For real. I mean, this bass is singing. It's singing. I mean, I'm not even working hard to hit pause in advance. What I'm about to say. I'm not working hard to hit these notes. I'm not. It's just singing. I can't wait to play it. Like I said, I ran into time issues today, so I couldn't really get it hooked up, but I will next time, okay? I promise that much. I said I was going to play, and had I went live yesterday, I probably would have, but I just ran out of time today because Tuesdays and Thursday I do training. That's part of my job, to do training at my job. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. I might do some pop-ons here and there. I might do one for the All-Star game. Let's see what happens with that. But as always, I love you. 2 fingers, 1 love. Speak life. Take care.